Anyone for tennis?
Welcome to Melbourne Park, the home of the Australian Open Tennis Tournament. So let's start the show! We're walking along the banks of the Yarra River to get to Melbourne Park, and it's also the Olympic Park as well. And we are walking along Princess Walk. Wow, it's incredible just being here. That means that Paul and I have now visited not only Melbourne Park, but also Wimbledon and Flushing Meadows for the US Open. Well, there's no tennis taking place here today. You might be able to see that the state of the court looks pretty bad because we're filming in November and the tournament takes place in January. So it is looking a little bit weather worn, quite dirty at the moment, certainly not up to tournament standards, but that will have changed by the time the Australian Open comes around. And of course, by the time you're watching this, it'll all be over. That looks like the winner's circle down there. Let's go and take a look. Right, let's see who we can see. And we start off with Roy Emerson, winner of 28 Grand Slam titles, singles champion of the Australian, the French, Wimbledon and the US, Davis Cup winner as well. Margaret Court, a very tennis type of name, and one of the courts is named after her. Anyone know who this is? The answer is Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley, the winner of 13 Grand Slam titles. Harry Hopman. And the team tournament, the Hopman Cup, is named after him. Another Aussie here, Ken Rosewall, the winner of 18 Grand Slam titles. Oh, Paul, you will know this one.
Rod Laver.
Yeah. The amazing Rod Laver. And look, there he is, right outside his arena here. Let's look at the stats. Singles Grand Slam 1962 and 1969. That means that he won all 4 Grand Slam tournaments twice in 2 calendar years. And he was the winner of 20 Grand Slam titles overall. Absolutely incredible. So it's no wonder that the main stadium here is named after the brilliant, the amazing Rod Laver. Someone from more recent times now, Mark Woodford, doubles champion of the Australian, the French, Wimbledon and the US Open. Well, we saw Mark Woodford there, and over here it's Todd Woodbridge, and they were known as the Woodies. Also doubles champion of all 4 Grand Slam titles. This is Wendy Turnbull, and I have a feeling that she played Sue Barker in the final, possibly here or somewhere else, but it seems familiar. Yeah, well, she did. She was she was the winner of 9 Grand Slam titles and a finalist at Australia, French and US Open. Well, you'd recognise that hairstyle anywhere. This is Pat Rafter, and he was the winner of 3 Grand Slam titles. And next to him is Mark Edmondson, the winner of 6 Grand Slam titles. Pat Cash, the Wimbledon winner of 1987. And I think we all remember what he did that year, not only by winning the tournament, but immediately afterwards he set a precedent by climbing up onto the roof to greet his family and his team, and everyone has done it ever since, but Pat Cash was the first one. Well, perhaps the most popular player is over here behind John Newcombe and Tony Roach, the one and only Leighton Hewitt. And I remember seeing him play at the Queen's Club in London, and that was in the early 2000s. And you can see here, former world number 1, US Open 2001 singles champion, Wimbledon 2002 singles champion, and the US Open 2000 doubles champion. A great Aussie and a great champion.
It looks like we're at a crossroads, but you don't have to be at a crossroads. Why don't you subscribe to our channel? It's Paul and Marcus, and then you will be notified as soon as we have great content coming your way. So please subscribe.
Well, we got onto one of the smaller courts earlier on. This is the Kia Arena, which is one of the show courts. And it looks as though we can just walk in. There's people sitting over there. I think there's a concert taking place at the moment. Yeah. Lots of people. Don't know who they're waving at. Oh, they're waving at those people over there. I'll have to say, this court looks as though it's in much better condition than the outside court that we were on earlier. Although it's still quite dirty and there are a few puddles. That'll all be cleaned up, of course, for the tournament. Well, I think today's episode was absolutely ace, and we always aim to bring you great service.
Yes, and for those of you that have liked today's episode, give us a thumbs up. For those of you that haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. And for those of you that want to leave a comment, you can do so as well.
It's a little bit windy here, and I think if they were playing tennis, the balls would be going all over the place. Anyway, if you'd like to buy us a coffee to help us along the way, there is a link in the description. And we'll see you next time. Bye.